Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to me, Dave Pumphouse, and the Colchester Kriegsspiel. It is 11:20. Stuff is moving forward, as always. Let's talk about it. Honeywood sent Honeywood's regiment to settle up in the houses on Barkstead Road. They're still obviously being observed by William Campion, who I have conveniently now split into, well, there's supposed to be two companies, but there were 200 men, two companies each. We've put a company on each part of the wall now, so they're overlooking the fields of fire on Barkstead Road and on Broom Heath. Campion can see that the cavalry is in trouble. He's like, I don't want these parliamentarians to start scaling the walls or even threaten the gate. So we'll say, yeah, there's 100 men spread out along here and like 100 men spread out along here. We'll start alerting the parliamentarians to that. Major Delborough still not moved his cavalry. The attack continues, but Capel, after seeing the Tower Regiment line buckle under that fire and that movement, has now engaged Colonel Tewkesbury and Colonel Chester. Will that tip the balance on this side? If they start rolling sixes, it might. I'm kind of interested to see what will happen. And then you have quite a cool little move, actually. I thought Barkstead was going to come around this way, but he has directed Barkstead number 1 and 2 to swing from the right flank to the left flank and engage Colonel Farr over here. It's quite interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Obviously, you've still got this little skirmish happening over here, and Fairfax has decided to take his general staff back to the Road of the Hundreds and try and rally Barkstead number 4 and Ingleby's regiment. Now, with the men that they have, they might be able to reform into some kind of coherent regiment, but it's going to take a while. It's going, and even then, they'll need a lot of rest. They were fighting on that ridge for the best part of an hour, really. So, yeah. I will tell him that he sees a bunch of artillery gunners milling around these farmhouses on Malden Road over here. Please excuse the flags. They're just for me to kind of show you where messages are going backwards and forwards. I also use these little green men here as well. But just to kind of shore my way up of knowing where people are going and what they're doing. Charles Lucas has rode east to accompany his cavalry that are retreating back through the east gate. Now Goring, after seeing the cavalry break off, is probably going to try and break off this session too. So let's resolve a few things. First of all, St Mary's Battery has been told to continue to support Chester and Tewkesbury's attack. If it rolls a 1, you know what happens. Okay. The Demi-Culverin crashes through the floor, the steeple. Ouch! That's going to take the eyes off of them. Will that force Norwich to now actually force his men to retreat? Because I know he's been in the chat questioning that. He's just like, am I still seeing Lyle to my right? Why has he not moved back? And Lyle has told me that he thinks he's in a fair position. He's not suffering any real casualties as far as he can tell. And that the houses along these roads and how they're fortified are actually promising to be quite a good move. But yeah, St Mary's is no more. We'll have to bring out some sparks and smoke maybe. Let's try it. Oh, what's that one all about? Well, okay. Is it it's not really doing much, is it? It's not really a fantastic kind of effect. We'll find something different for that. So St Mary's Battery is no more. We'll say that, you know, the hit that it took from these battery guns was just enough. Bye bye, Humpty Dumpty. So, okay, well, that was a surprise. I wasn't expecting that. So what, these dragoons will shoot at the capital regiment. So we've got a, oh shit, a 6 and a 2. Yeah, that's gonna get him. That's really gonna get him. These guys are falling back also. I'll have Cook's regiment and regiments beat them off, and then they'll retreat. A 1 and a 2. All right, they're a little bit tired on that rough ground. That probably makes sense. Capital, you're going to start retreating to that corner, and yeah, we'll send you to that corner as well. You've broken out, but they are disrupted. And what are they going to hit back with? These front two. On the top one will be Cook number 1, bottom one will be Cook number 2. Oh, we forgot about Cook number 3. We'll have to redo that. 1 and a 4. Alright, well, 2 and a 5 because they are Royalist Cav. What's Cook's regiment going to hit? Is it Slingby at the bottom there? I think it was. No, let's roll it properly. A 3. Okay, so yeah, they've pushed them off, and yeah, they're probably going to pull the dragoons off and go like that. Probably going to get a few pot shots from William Campion here as well on the walls. We'll say it falls in dead ground. You know, they thought they had the range on them, but they didn't. This artillery has actually been told to travel south to support the Tower Regiment. But after that debacle, we'll kind of say that these guys are kind of reforming in like a bit of a mishmash of a line, and they can either swing south or maybe try and go through the north gate. They have the men to do it, so especially with the backup that they'll be told. Major Sparrow actually has been told to kind of guard the Sheep Pen Road Bridge. He'll say, "Look, we've got men incoming." Neither side knows what the Suffolk band is up to, because neither was expecting. Now, for drama, we'll say that they've engaged at close range. So yeah, effective musket range. They've closed in on each other, Tewkesbury and Chester. So we'll have that's the damage for each of them. Give a good roll. 1 and a 4. Okay. Slowing down. And then Tower regiments will hit back at 1 and a 3. So again, a pitched battle. You know, that goes to a 4. That goes to a 2. They're deadlocked. You know, it's a pitched battle. Tower regiment number 3 is still going to be firing into George Lars regiment foot. That's a 6, but that's in heavy cover, so he'll lose a couple of men. He probably won't even take that many shock. Colonel Bowman, you know what? I'm going to see him move up. He hasn't been told to, but he's probably gonna want to do that. You know, he's sitting there. He's not going to just stand there and get hit. He's probably going to try and support those down there. So that's 120, about 230 meters or so. Yeah, he'll fire his guns and see what damage he can do. Ah, 5, not bad. Right, Barkstead's regiments coming in for Colonel Farr. Haven't talked about Colonel Farr that much at the moment. Let's see what happens. Ooh, a 6 and a 5. Yeah, he's going to start to get worried, especially after that damage. What's Colonel Farr going to do back? A 6 himself. Wow, good stuff. He's probably going to fire at Barkstead number 2 there. He's already damaged. So, right. And this is where it gets fun, because now we can talk about the push and the pullback. So, Charles Lucas's regiment has done itself up on the south wall, and he's got Colonel Tilley and Gilbert there defending in a line as best as they can. But they'll probably retreat back to the head gate and or even hold as much as they can. But we'll have to kind of tell him, like, yeah, it's the attack is on. So that becomes a 5, that becomes a 4 against a 4 and a 2. They are outmatched. Okay, now the cavalry. What's it going to do to one another? 4 and a 2, so that becomes a 3. Again, it's pitched. It's a pitched battle, and these guys come in for a 6. Yeah, okay. We'll tell him that he retreats to Mr. Barrington's house over there. They've certainly beat them off, and that's it. We'll be back for the scores on the draws in uno momento. Did we forget about the artillery? We did. So he's going to fire on bowmen again, I think. I think it's probably wise. Let's test the effect. What's the range? Yes, it's effective range still. So that is bad effect. Damage of 3. Okay. Bit of a whiff. Maybe they overshot. Maybe they were thinking that they were further up on that ridge. Misjudged the powder. We'll see. One thing that I forgot to do. Casualties. Norwich did say he was staying with his men. We're going to have Barkstead do the same. I think George Lyle is safely in a house, so he probably won't get shot. But if it's a 5 or a 6, well, 5 is injured, 6 is dead. Let's see what happens. They're fine. They're fine. Look at that. They're fine. But yeah, holy shit. We'll tell them. We'll tell them that, yeah, musket balls have heard whizzing overhead. Yeah, what do they want to do? Do they want to stay where they are, near the front, or back up? You know, that's often what the general has to think about when he's in the thick of it, like they are. So we'll get back to that. Well, that's all she wrote. Capel's cavalry are retreating back through the north gate. They'll probably want to reconstitute themselves over by Castle Park. Capel is down to 84 men out of what was 150. Colonel Slingby is down to 56 out of 150. As is William Compton out of 150. They've lost half of their complement. That's insane. Delborough obviously still hasn't moved. We're going to have to push him to see what he wants to do. You know, he got involved in this game, but he hasn't sent out too many orders other than to attack. Obviously, the Royalists are now going to start worrying about St Mary's Battery. I think that's probably, just the deciding factor. I do want to get this guy in, Colonel Gordon. We'll probably stick around for another hour, but we'll probably call it at 1 p.m. See if they want to do an attack on the north gate. They don't have any cannons, so it's going to be... I don't know how the hell they're going to do it. I mean, how even once the Royalists are back inside the walls, we might even go back to a 15-minute turn to make things go a bit more quicker. Lord Capel's attack here, again, it's a stalemate, but again the experience is starting to show, and the training in the parliamentarian men. They haven't gone without casualties themselves or shock, but yeah, George Lisle, maybe you should have followed that order, sir. Maybe you should have followed that order. The only way to go now is up, and I'm going to have to send him a screenshot and say, look, you still got that cavalry, still got 100 cavalry. What do you want to do with it? Capel did actually order them to go up here, but classic mistake in Kriegsspiel. He ordered it to Lucas. He thought that was Lucas and not George Lisle. So, sorry Capel, but you sent a runner to the wrong man. And obviously Norwich is probably either going to tell his men to hold their ground where they are, or keep a fighting retreat. If they do that, then Charles Lucas's regiment of foot is going to start to hammer them from the walls. But it looks like we're coming into the dying moments of the game. It's almost like Colonel Gordon wasn't needed in the end. Yeah, but what can you do? Well, I've enjoyed it so far, but yeah, like I said, it all just kind of depends what the Royalists do. If they retreat behind the walls, we'll go back to a 15-minute turn and see what happens there. See if Parliament wants to breach, wants to capitalise on their gains and push, or if they want to maybe just set up on the roads for an extended siege. Choice is theirs, but we'll write back to them all and tell them what's happened. See the shock on their faces as we have to tell them that St Mary's is no more. A historical result, it has to say. Part of me's pleased to see it. The other part of me's like, oh, yeah, can the Royalists get a break? But all's fair in love and war, as they say, and that's what happens in a Kriegsspiel. So we'll see you on the next one. Ciao for now.